Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tonia, rhymes with lasagna, and today we are talking about the difference between fate and free will in astrology. Is a birth chart in fact fated? Is it cast in stone? Can you ever change it? Or do you have free will? That is the question of the hour, my friends. And today we are diving deep into the systematization. Before we do, if you're new, welcome. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. To all the subscribers, hey, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And to everybody in the room, if this video brings you value, which you know it will, hit that like button because it helps other people get this information for free. Free. 99. With that said, also, if you're a serious student of astrology, for real trying to learn once and for all just what this is and how to read the skill, how to read a chart, how to have that skill to just work your way through any chart that you might find yourself interfacing with, I am here today to let you know that I have an astrology course and we are enrolling again. I just graduated a crew of people, amazing people, now awesome astrologers as well. And I am excited to be offering enrollment again. We start again in May. It is a 6-month, 26-week long course. It is going to be interactive live every weekend. We meet live on the Zoom. We have a session that lasts a few hours. I give you a presentation. We have guided activities. I give you a little bit of information and then immediately ask you to give back. Oops, sorry. To give back to me what you've then learned. And so I can support you as you develop your feet, so to speak, within this art science and make sure that you're on the right track. So serious students only, give me a call today or schedule it because you're not calling me, I call you, but schedule it today using the link down below. And we're going to talk about it and see if your goals align with what I'm offering. Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. So with that said, let's dive into our topic. Is an astrology chart, is your astrology chart, is it set in stone? Is it entirely fated? Is this a deterministic, fatalistic form of, astrological observance that we engage in as astrologers? Or does the native, do I have free will? In some ways, your answer to this question at a no astrology in the equation kind of perspective will tell us a lot about how to view this from an astrological perspective. In other words, if you're like, oh, do I have free will or is everything fated? And you come down on one side or another, you're basically going to have the same perspective for astrology. Now, with that said, I'm going to interpret for you today that astrology only kind of perspective as much as I can. So with that said, ancient astrologers very much so understood that the astrology chart is a filter through which you live your life. And it is in many ways a karmic fated playbook. You can predict many things using one's natal chart. You can look at a natal chart and understand when different events in life are going to happen. There are people out there on this planet, y'all, who are masters at predictive astrology. And it is a very real talent / gift / skill, of course, skill, right? Set. So with that said, though, everything is not entirely just what it is in the chart. You can make of what you have been given in any way in which you choose to make of it. That is just to say, as if you had a palette of paints in front of you. What would you do with that palette of paints? Any damn thing you wanted to. But guess what? If you only got blue, purple, and red, then you're only painting with blue, purple, and red and any given variant of any given shade that you can make with those 3 colors, you feel? So if you have a chart that has only 6 colors or whatever and these different energies playing out, and I believe me when I say I'm simplifying that example because an astrology chart is a deeply complex layered system of understanding various concepts through various perspective points. So you understand if you're watching this that astrology is very vast. I don't think I need to be super redundant about that point, but just for the sake of the example, say you have a chart where there's only a few different colors, so to speak, given, and you have that to work with. You have Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn maybe to work with, just to name a few. Okay, signs. Maybe you have Gemini, Leo, and Virgo to work with. That's all you got to work with for the most part, right? you're going to have more of those types of qualities. You're going to see the houses that are impacted with those placements have more significance for you. You have more to work with within those areas of life, okay, within those paint sets. So Gemini has its own characteristic profile, right? Aries has its own characteristic profile, and so on and so forth. So what you make of it, what you do with that paint, that Gemini flavor, that Gemini color, that Aries color, is entirely up to you. And this is where the balance comes in between fated and free will. Because again, I come back to one of the first sentences out of my mouth on this topic. Ancient astrologers understood that there is very much so a fated component to the birth chart. If you're going to sit there and tell me that there's no fate in any given birth chart, I'm going to be like, bullshit, because it is. There's most definitely 100% fated events, fated themes, thematic life experiences. I have seen it time and again and again and again in birth charts, okay? You will see this. This is known. This is truth. This is fact, y'all. But with that said, to feel like that, what I just said, is all that you have to work with, is a damn shame and a disgrace to the honor that is astrology, to the complexity of astrology. Astrology is not just fated, deterministic, well, this is what you got, Jack, you're fucked or you're blessed, you know? No, it's very much so you have this to work with. You can function within many different vibrational realities in whatever you have to work with. Squares, I'm gonna be real frank with you. You know how I keep it real right here, okay? Real on WizdomDropz all the time. You can work with square energy and say, you know what, squares are nothing but a big pain in the ass. And you can also look at your chart and you can say, you know what, I got 5 squares in my chart. And you know what squares do? They help me get my goals. It's not pretty getting there. It's not pom-poms and glitter and bun-buns all over the place. Hell no. It is work. It is struggle. It is strife. It is walking up a mountain day by day, you know? But it's square energy and it is some degree fated. And what you make of that is entirely up to you. You can work within square energies and play nothing but victim all day, every day, and never get nowhere. Or you can work with square energies and become a multimillionaire CEO of a company. It's all in what you make of it, like anything in life. So take the blessings in your chart, the trines, the sextiles, and even, yes, the conjunctions. It depends on the planets. It depends on the dignity aspects, all sorts of things. But take the blessings in your chart for what they are, blessings. And you know what? Even if you got a curse, so to speak, blessing and curse, real black and white bucket for all y'all to understand, right? Even if you got curse, quote unquote, energy, you got the squares, you got the bad dignities, you got the oppositions, you got the malefic conjunction, the malefic square, you know, all this shit. The 8th house, this, the 12th house, that. It's all in what you make of it. There are many different vibrations to every single energy. There is always at minimum a high and low vibration to everything. One person's square is a curse. Another person's square is a blessing. It's all in how you approach that chart. You can approach that chart as a victim. You can approach that chart as a conqueror. It's up to you to decide what that means to you. It's up to you to decide how you meet the energy in your chart. And that, my friend, is the free will of the astrological birth chart. Can you tell I have a benefic conjunction in the 9th house with no bad aspects? To some of y'all, that was funny. I probably made some of y'all cry laughing with that. But with that said, you know, I appreciate everybody's presence on this channel. I appreciate all the community we've been growing. Thank you to all the subscribers, the people who like this video, and hardcore aspirational students, people who are really serious about learning astrology once for all. Join me. Come hither. We meet weekly, once a week. Starting in May, y'all. The deadline is right around the corner. People are enrolling. Make sure that you join us if you're into that, and if not, that's cool too. With that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.